welcome back to everyone's favourite restaurant, the Dankineri Dungeon. Of course, the waiting list to get in isn't exactly very long. People are dying to escape, actually. But there's plenty of good meals to be had, as long as you can hunt for them yourself. Whether it be aquatic seafood or something with a bit more acquired taste, definitely got you covered. But what else are we going to see here? What history, what cursed knowledge is going to be taught to us? The only way to find out is to follow in the tracks of those who have braved it before and made a cookbook. So grab yourself a drink. Let's see just how far they're willing to go. You know, the more we see of this dungeon and how it's structured, how did the kingdom look before it became this kind of warped anomaly? Having areas of it completely flooded, giant forests being grown alongside the towers and upside down. But of course, I think the biggest question, one that was brought back to me thanks to the opening just now, how many more deceased adventurers are we going to find laid out along the path? I still like the lingering side stories, like those adventurers who are after our party because they think they've been robbed. The weird elf that seemed to be last indefinitely through the paintings and the timeline of the king being crowned and born. Are they just side bits, or are we actually going to return to those kind of things? That is a very deep sleep. Oh, yes, because it's through armor. He does seem a little gaunt, to be fair. Oh yeah, remember he was rife with parasites. Huh. I like that one. I mean, how many times have we seen the likes of like monster stampedes and the like in other shows and stories? So even mentioning it, and the material that this school was teaching, how up to date was it all? Oh, she's a bit of a celebrity. Oh, how far she has fallen. You correct those rumours and errors. Right now, she's just a student. She's one of them. Hopefully, you can make a few friends or something. Spirit breeding and bringing out a jar? Oh no. Right. Do the soil layers themselves also have a hole running all the way through? Spirits? So we're just creating a little, like... Oh, crap. What are they called? Oh, I was watching a video on it the other day as well. Yeah, but a sealed little ecosystem inside the jar here. Are they named? Everyone gets to see what they've managed to create in there. Also, the fact of talking about the dungeon and its equilibrium, how it all works together, and then it's this little class project. That poor dog. I understand. Why don't they just make the rope bigger? You would have more strain, of course, but it might keep the dog from, death. Give him some earplugs as well. Got a plant on top. People really are careless, aren't they? You gonna help out there, or is it going to work in her own little odd way? So we are considering we know that they are part of the same party now, but is it going to be? Some are definitely doing better than others. Let me guess, she swapped them. And then we just get a burst from back there. The way she treats everyone in the dungeon with this kind of piety and whatnot. Well, she just sung to them every morning. Huh. There has to be more than just finding a good spot to really. So she's covered in mud constantly, delving into dungeons themselves, even if it's just a crack in a wall. Hopefully, she doesn't get stuck. Needs a good kick to get her through. That's some neat animation. She found a stick! Well, she's learning through practice. There's only so much you can get through book study. Something you need to learn in the real world, even if it does mean. Okay, maybe not when it seems like she is a little toddler just running around. Well, we'll find out in about 12 hours whether that cause any lasting damage. Does that mean you ate the grasshopper? A great place for study. And yet seems completely unaffected by it and just strolling on in. Well, I guess listen to the veteran explorer. Considering how lackadaisical Laos can be as a character, having his sister also be just kind of wandering blindly and accept that is a lot of ambient debris and spirits in the air. Does she just kind of relax. It's her little hidey hole. I mean, you can say that, sure, but what about under the water itself? Yeah, but you'll then be putting mandrakes into her safe spot, and there we go, under the water. And what, damage the surrounding area? The spirits that are alive and thriving around here? Just set them ablaze. She has formed a somewhat symbiotic relationship with this area. So without them, the spirits would die. You know, the very essence of keeping the balance is a hard-taught lesson. Let's just hope there isn't, overcast, clouds don't gather and the slimes come out. Some good questions, I guess. And there used to be a lot of like blackberry and raspberry bushes back when I was a kid, and we'd go out and harvest a bunch just to walk around. But I can't even think of any that are still here. That's kind of sad. Even the great Marcel can learn a thing or two. And the fact that she doesn't care about her prestige, her history, who she was or who her parents are, etc. Because, skiving off of classes a lot, but yeah. Was the tale maybe embellished a little? Was Fallon made to seem a little more carefree? Keep it to yourself. I didn't ask for the advice. Is it a tale that was passed to him a lot? The one person who would stick to her side and kind of listen to her. Really? You didn't know any of this? Be one thing that really, there was compliments for him. Yeah, one thing that I was pointed out, but also something that hasn't gone completely amiss, is the fact that Marcel keeps shifting and changing her hairstyles. In the little flashback sequence, usually you'd have characters keep the same hair all the way through their lives, because then you can tell who's who. It's a lot more natural this way. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about, what if the dragon just fucks off somewhere? Do they have ways of tracking it down? And what if it goes to different layers? He'll recover from his serious stomach ailment. Okay. What, oh, she was talking about where in the room or dungeon. Well, at least they tried to give her a bit of privacy. Perfect. I guess they could, cover each other. Well, it's too dangerous. They've slipped up, they've fallen, and I can't just spend the next few months trying to regain someone. Everyone has their own. What was she clearing with that? But everyone has their own issues they have to deal with. If he won't get up, we know what to do with it. Is that... I guess it's only a small bit of boiling water. Which has caused a bit of a feedback. What? Is the water itself being rejected? Is this boiling water being returned? Ah. A water spirit that is a little perturbed. Anyone got a jar? That was some neat animation. It's not going to go well, is it? I want to know who was the key animator here for all the water shit. Also, if they had some like lightning elements or something, maybe get out of its key element. Was that through her thigh? I mean, with their water walking gone, it's not exactly like they can... Yeah, it was. They can just stroll out and get her. Well, at least take a step or two. And is the water balls that we're seeing just an attack? Where's the main body? Ooh. Okay, this episode seems to be a very much more lax in the animation. They're much more fluid. They can't exactly... Is it following? Yeah. So it launched itself at her. Nice impact frames. While she's in the air, can she, use her magic to blast into... Good catch. Yeah, okay. Like I didn't already mention it once, the animation is a little more malleable. They're having fun with this one. Run. This reminds me of certain episodes of certain other shows. Ones I also enjoyed thoroughly. How can you... Yeah, staunch the bleeding of wounds like that? Would have helped. And do you have anything that, can aid with the replenishment of all the fluids that she lost. Well, yeah. How much would they be charging if such a helpful adventurer came strolling by? True. If they've only been having some like dried meat and hard bread for a while. Well, you're hoping the nutrition and the iron and whatnot is going to help. Did it? The fact we've now got some like Lego building of the barbecue happening. Fair enough. That I don't eat liver, but fair enough. That does look somewhat tasty. Make sure to eat your vegetables. Hell no. Not when there's all that meat around. You don't have a choice on what cuts you're given. Here, eat this. Give her a bib. Yeah, you don't want to get her clothes dirty, not alongside all of that blood stain. I love the angelic music to go next to a barbecue. Mm-hmm. Don't want another reappearance of the stomach issue beast. To be fair, I've not had horse before, and I don't really eat too much seafood, so to be fair, I wouldn't be able to judge the taste. There's more liver. You know, get her fill. Is anyone else having the liver here? Why is he so shiny? The fact she has no energy to even complain. Well, looks like she's better. Oh. Well, looks like their answer might be solved in the next episode or two. A replenishment meat. Well, the first thought was, oh, someone's grilling meat, someone's cooking, rather than it's a monster that has done something. I guess they wouldn't make it so so delicious and well seasoned if it was. But I guess yes, little flashbacks showing times in the school or their past battle buddies, their adventurer friends, wasn't for naught. Look who comes slinking back. Obviously not, they've formed their own little group and whatnot, and they've managed to make it this far by themselves, but are they going to stick together for a briefest of times? We'll have to really just watch to find out, I guess. Whether it be barbecue, hot pot. Well, they've had the sweet treats and desserts before, but it is interesting just to see how many ways you can prepare some of the creatures. If it was me, I'd have like one or two ways that I kind of know and know well, and I kind of stick to that, even if it wasn't the best preparation for the certain cuts of monster. And if she's back, what, 2 episodes time, we'll get the samurai. I really do enjoy this show and exactly pretty much everything that it falls for. Falls for? Everything that it tries to achieve. The fact we've got a dungeon which is, by all means and purposes, quite dangerous. You know, we've got adventurers dying left, right, and centre, and a thriving revival business and opportunities from it. A schooling which is somewhat focused around magic and adventuring. The fact that entire communities thrive off of this dungeon and what it can bring back to the surface. A history of it, a mysterious just emergence, which obviously I don't think is going to be explained anytime soon. And just a happy-go-lucky party that's almost trying to rescue a loved one, but at the same time, just enjoying the way down, the meals along the way, good nutrition. And obviously there now with episodes like this where it gets really kind of intense with some of the animation and the dumb faces and how off-model a lot of the characters can be now, and we just accept it because it is fun and it fits the moment. Some people might be against it, but I like that shit. And seeing how Farlin has always been this kind of hug it out. They may be zombies, but it used to be an adventurer. This isn't your body to host. Go away, please. Don't kill the slime. He's not doing anything wrong. He stays there in the shadows. Without him, the spirits themselves would wither because they're not getting the nutrients and whatnot. Very understandable why he should be the cleric in the group. I just hope that there isn't something, a darker reason why those two kind of scarpered off as soon as she was, you know, in danger. Why they left the party because of it. Had some ill feelings towards her. To be fair, the worst we've seen is just some kids that didn't really pay her attention and almost shattered her jar. That's not really anything. We haven't seen any animosity towards her, despite how little she seemed to pay attention in class. How could you hate someone that is so upbeat about pretty much everything? But to be able to hear just how much you meant to someone, even secondhand, like through a relative of theirs, must mean quite a lot. But I really hope, I just got this feeling, I really hope it's not a here's everything that happened and what and who meant most to Fallon and what kind of influence she gave off as they sort of obituary reading. Well, she was eaten by a dragon, but are we sure she can be brought back? Is there going to be anything left? It might be something this show would do, but honestly, I'm not sure. All I know is that things like kelpies, undines, what kind of folklore spirit are we going to be showered with next? I just know whatever it is, I'm going to have fun watching it, and hopefully you will as well. Now that another friendly adventurer is descending the stairs, it's going to be an awkward conversation. Maybe they'll share some of the barbecue. But moving ahead in that respect, if I've entertained you this episode, let me know. Leave a like and a comment down below if I've missed. Sorry, that was a massive sneeze. Leave a comment down below if I've missed anything. Like on the video if I've entertained you. and subscribe to the channel to not miss out future uploads and really help support me a little bit. You can also join onto my Discord, which is linked down below, for any newly updated videos, polls and votes on what's coming up next, memes, comments, fun galore. If you believe me on that, I'm a better liar than I knew. But hopefully you can get some rest so I can see you for the next one. If you want to help feed me all of the delicious liver as possible, consider joining onto my Patreon. Help support the channel without needing to undergo some water-based mythology acupuncture. So, I need to thank Aegis TR, Darky26, Guado, Kite, Reds Racer, Ultra Pouring, Wolfie Sensei, and everyone else. Without them, this adventure would have ended long ago.